I am a 22-year-old university graduate from Toronto, Canada, working on the weekend like usual. And I am currently working a job landscaping to make money until I start firefighter school this summer. Anyway, I have recently picked up a bad habit of boozing very consistently since the start of the pandemic. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, are drinking heavily. I'm bored, and what can I say? I like my beer. I am drinking anywhere between 4 and 8 beers every other night, and sometimes more often than not. I think every other night is more often than not. Well, no, that's 50-50, right? No, I suck at math. I drink every night. Oh, and sometimes more often than not, I drink every night. I know you've been sober for a number of years now. Sort of. I was California sober, as Josh Adam Myers says. And basically, weed then kind of took over, you know, and I was having an edible like 4 or 5 times a fucking, you know, a week. And then I was just like, I have a problem again. So now I had to walk away from that. So I've really just been sober since February 28th. So he says, I am thinking I should follow in your footsteps or at least drop down the number of days a week I'm drinking. I don't know about you, but I use booze to calm my anxiety and spice up my days so I don't spiral into a fit of depression. Hey, welcome to the club. He goes, however, as we all know, too much booze can lead to bad decisions that make you feel like a piece of shit the next morning, and I absolutely hate that feeling. I have talked to a therapist before, and it didn't do a whole lot for me. Anyway, I am just looking for some tips on how you got the booze out of your life because I don't want my future to go down the wrong path. Thanks a lot. I love the podcast. All the best to you, the lovely Nia, and you wonderful kids. Cheers and go fuck yourself. All right, well, everybody's different. For me, I just was done with booze. And I had kids, and I had only a daughter at that point. I just didn't feel good about being getting drunk downstairs while she was sleeping upstairs. And then whenever I would have like an edible, if I was high, I would just be like, and I'd be like, you know, she's sleeping, nothing's going to happen. I can do this, and it's just stupid. If something does happen, what the fuck? We have earthquakes out here. God knows what could happen. I'd be high as shit. It was stupid. So, the big thing that made me do it was this underlying depression and sadness from all the shit that made me want to be, you know, drove me into being a comedian. And I think at some point you kind of have to work that out. Maybe you had the wrong therapist. Maybe you weren't ready for therapy, but it's always good to talk to somebody about it. You know, talk to a therapist. I said, I tried therapy. It hasn't worked, you know, for me. But, you know, I'm drinking too much, and I think I'm drinking because to stay away from these depressive thoughts, and that's not the right reason to drink. So I would just suggest being really open to either friends and family about it and try to get a new therapist if you can. And just put it out there and tell people that you're drinking too much and you don't want to drink and you're drinking for the wrong reasons. And you want to stop. And if you ask for help, you'll be surprised. People will really help you out. And, you know, I'll tell you, the great thing about not boozing is the next morning. You feel great. You don't have to apologize to anybody. And, you know, everything you said was what you meant. Was what you wanted to say, at least.